Hey friends, it's Holly from Chic Antique and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to update faux bamboo furniture as well as how to use black wax. And I'm going to be using a color that I haven't used before, so I'm super excited. So if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and let's go ahead and get started. Alright friends, here's the piece we're going to be working on today. It is a faux bamboo dresser. As you can see, it's in pretty good shape, doesn't have very much damage, but it definitely needs an update. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to start this one as we always do, removing the hardware so we can get a good clean on this piece. After we've removed the hardware, I'm going to give this piece a good clean using Dixie Belle's White Lightning Cleaner. This is a TSP cleaner. It's going to remove any fingerprints, dirt, dust, anything like that from the piece. So I'm going to mix a little bit of that with some warm water and wipe down the entire piece. And I'm wearing a glove on my hands so that that cleaner doesn't absorb into my skin. You always want to protect your skin from whatever cleaner you're using. I'm using an old toothbrush to get in any of the corners or crevices that I can't reach with the microfiber rag. And here's how that water looked after cleaning it. This was actually one of the cleanest pieces I've ever worked on, so yay! Now we're going to rinse off that White Lightning Cleaner with some warm water. Because this piece isn't real wood, it's a combination of MDF and particle board, I'm going to be using Slick Stick Primer by Dixie Belle to help the paint adhere to this shiny surface. I'm going to be applying this with a chip brush. Sometimes I use a roller, sometimes I use a chip brush, it's just whatever I'm feeling that day. And this is a product that you can't rinse in the sink. You cannot get this in your drains. It will plug them. So whatever you use to apply this, you need to throw it away after you've used it. So do not use your nice brushes for this. Use a chip brush or a roller to apply this primer. Now I'm just continuing with Slick Stick on the rest of the piece here. And I did apply 2 coats of this for maximum adhesion. You want to let your first coat dry for 2 to 3 hours and then come back and apply a second coat and let that one dry overnight so it can really harden and cure to the piece. Now for paint, I'm going to be using Dixie Belle's Chalk Mineral Paint in the color Antebellum Blue, and I'm going to be applying that with my Zebra Chiseled Wedge Brush. As you can see, the coverage is really good, so I only ended up needing 2 coats on this. This zebra brush is quickly becoming one of my favorite brushes. I love it because I can use it for almost anything, for curves, for flat edges, for corners, for anything. It just works so well, and it provides a really smooth finish. Now I'm continuing on with the rest of the piece, starting on this side here. I'm using a smaller synthetic brush to get in all of those curves and the edges of this corner here. And on the flat surface, I'm going back to my Zebra Chiseled Wedge Brush. Have any of you guys used this color before? I'd be curious to know what you think of it. I had never used this color before, but I really love it, so I'll definitely be using it more in the future. Now here is a close-up of one of the drawers, how I'm applying the paint there. I'm also using that small synthetic brush to get in all of those little details. I am applying the paint on the raised surfaces first. That way, after I paint those, I can fully smooth out the flat surface after that. I just cannot get over the coverage of this paint. It's so good. It's unbelievable. Are you guys shocked by this coverage, or is it just me? And because the coverage on this paint is so good, I only need 2 coats of paint. I did 1 coat and then let that dry for a few hours, applied the second coat and let that dry overnight. Now I'm sealing the piece starting with Dixie Belle's Easy Peasy Spray Wax. This is a super easy wax to use. It's probably one of my favorites. You just shake up the container, spray it onto the surface, let it dry for 15 to 30 seconds, and then you just wipe back the excess. It's so easy to use. I love it. And if you miss any spots or it's sinking in quickly in different areas, you can go ahead and apply more if you need to. Another great thing about this wax is it dries in 30 minutes and it cures fully in 6 hours, which is really awesome because most waxes take 21 days to cure, so I definitely would recommend it. After sealing the entire piece with that clear wax, I'm going in with black wax to enhance the color and all the detailed edges. So I'm using Dixie Belle's Best Dang Wax in black. And to apply it, I'm using this bare wax brush, which has a pointed tip, which makes it really easy to get in all the details. As you can see, I'm just applying a very small amount onto my brush, and then I am rubbing that into the surface using my brush. I'm starting with the raised edges because that's where I want the wax to be darkest. The longer you leave the wax on, the faster it dries and the harder it is to remove. So if you want it darker in some areas, apply it there first, and then apply on the other areas, and then remove it. And also, since I am applying such a small amount over the piece, it is also drying faster. So you want to remove it as quickly as possible if you don't want it to darken your piece too much. And now I'm coming back with a microfiber rag to remove the excess and buff it into the surface. When you're removing it, if you feel like you've taken off too much wax, you can always dry brush a little bit more on. You can always add more or remove it. It's so customizable. Black wax is super fun because it is completely customizable and there's no wrong way to do it. On this piece, I'm applying it all over, not only to make the details stand out, but deepen the paint color as well. And now just continuing on that drawer on the left side. I'm applying on the raised edges first, and then I'm applying it on the flat surface of the drawer. The more you work the wax in, the less streaky it's going to look, so if you feel like it's looking blotchy or streaky, just work it in more with your brush, really get it in there, rub it around, and buff it in so you can get a smoother finish if you feel like it's looking streaky or blotchy. The lighting in my garage is terrible, so it looks splotchy, but I promise it's not. And now I'm just removing the excess where I want to with the microfiber rag. And here I'm applying it to the corner, just showing you what that looks like. Again, I am applying it first to the details where I want it to be darkest, and then applying it to the other areas. And after I finish that section, I'm removing it with my microfiber rag. And now moving on to the top, here is a close-up of the details. If you have any questions about wax, whether it's clear wax, that easy peasy spray wax, or black wax, make sure to leave those in the comments so I can help you out with those questions. It's really not as scary as it looks, I promise. If you've never used black wax, I definitely recommend giving it a try. It really just adds that richness to the color, it adds depth, and it really just makes those details shine. So I definitely recommend trying it if you haven't already. And now applying it to the top, I'm just repeating that process. Applying it with the brush and then removing the excess and buffing it in with the microfiber rag. If you're looking for a brush for colored wax, I definitely recommend this one because the bristles aren't too tightly packed, so it doesn't apply a lot at a time, and it's very soft, so it doesn't apply too thick or too heavy like some other wax brushes. When you're applying clear wax, you do want to get a good generous amount on there, but when you're using black wax, personally, I do not like applying too much. I would rather apply in thin layers and remove it as I go, rather than applying too much and getting frustrated and having to buff it out. It's a lot easier to apply in thin layers and apply more and dry brush when you need to. And my client wanted to keep the original hardware, so we're going to be spraying that using Rust-Oleum's metallic paint and primer in the color Satin Bronze. If you like gold hardware but you always feel like it's too bright or brassy, definitely recommend trying this color. It's a little bit of a deeper bronzy gold. It has that bronzy undertone to it, and it definitely makes the paint stand out more than the hardware, which I like. Now that it's all complete, I just want to remind you what we started with. And here's how it looks now. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this makeover today. I hope you enjoyed it. Before you leave, make sure to check out some of my other videos. I'll have my most recent upload in the eye as well as down below in the description. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Ow. Wow, put your finger in there, that's so funny.
No one will know it's me. Oh, I'll tell them, guys.
Subscribe and like.
Oh, thanks.
Bye.